When I was a little girl, my mom started teaching me how to write um, instead of teaching me how to read first. And this was called the Writing Road to Reading. It was an experiment to see how I would learn and if it was more impactful and it had better results than just starting to out reading first and then learning to write. I remember these cute little characters like Augie Froggy and Mrs. Exclamation Point, and they had these little cute colors, and I would use them to write little stories, and I would write them to my dad, and he was away at work for the day, and when he would come home, he would have to read me the stories that I wrote because I was still learning to read them back, even though I was writing them. And so my mom always fostered this joy and this love of reading as I was growing up. And I continued to pursue that throughout my life. And so I've been writing as long as I can remember. And unfortunately, my mom passed away when I was 8. And so that's something that has shaped my entire path as I've been getting older and as I've grown up. And so I got into reading at a very young age, as could probably be expected, I guess. I got into Walter Farley, The Black Stallion, and then a little bit after that I got into Tamora Pierce, who, if you're not familiar with her, is the creator of the fantasy world of Tortle, and there are a ton of series that she's written from that. Anyway, so as I was reading these fiction books and just letting it be my escape and my world where I could just go and enjoy the adventure and connect with the characters, and just be along for this amazing book journey outside of my real world where things were, I lost my mom and things were hard and my dad was traveling for work, and so we had all these different things going on. Reading became my utopia, I guess. As I got older and I got into high school, I joined writing communities because I thought, well, I want to create something like that. I was reading these books that were this escape for me and that made a difference in my life, and I wanted to create that for others, but I needed to hone my writing abilities because, let's face it, when you're 12 or 13, you're still learning a lot about writing. And so I got involved in writing communities and I started learning from older people that were writing better than me, and I got feedback from them and I practiced, and I started coming up with my own ideas. But all throughout high school, I never saw anything to completion. I would jump right in with an idea. I would get a little bit of a ways in, and then I'd give up on it, or I would, start something and then someone would give me, negative feedback, and so I just trash it. I probably have ideas that are lost in the netherworlds of the internet that I'll never see again. But I always kept writing, and I finally had this idea that I wanted to turn into a book, and I fleshed it out and I worked really hard on it, and I came up with a cover design, and I thought, man, this could actually happen, right? And then then life happened. I graduated and I moved, and I went to school, and I became a mom and got married, and all these things were happening, and so I kind of let myself drift away from writing. But eventually I came back. I realized that writing was something that was my passion. It was my joy. It was what connected me to my mom, even though she was gone, especially as I was becoming a mom and I didn't have her with me, but somehow I did through writing, right? And so it was like a newfound comfort. It was a new way of escape and of joy and of other things in my life. And so my first book, I went through a small traditional publisher and went through that whole experience, and that's a story for another time for those of you that are new to my community. But that first book was something that was my beginning. It was my starting point for writing. and all of the things I would do as an author. And to this day, regardless of how that book performed, I see that book and I feel pride. I feel accomplishment. I feel excitement. It's like this was the one that when I first got to hold it in my hands, it was like all of my life I had struggled and I had faced some hard things, and it was like this pinnacle achievement of this is what is possible, and I did this and I created this, and it opened my eyes to possibilities. And so just having that feeling and being able to hold my book for the first time, and then the first time that someone read it and truly enjoyed it and told me, oh my gosh, I read your book and I thought it was awesome, and you did such a good job, and all of those great things, it just made such a difference for me. And I will never forget those feelings. In fact, I get those feelings every single time with every new book that I write. Every time I get it in the mail and I start to see the good reviews and people enjoy it, I get the same feelings all over again, and it's wonderful and beautiful, and it makes me feel like I can have impact, and I can help others, and that my books can truly help someone in their life or change a life in the same way that books did for me when I needed them, when I was reading and it was an escape, or all the books that I've read since then that have helped me learn something or have just moved me forward in one way or another. And I mean there's countless books, so I don't think I could even name all of them, but the authors, they stuck with me, and I remember the authors that made the biggest impact and that shared something that truly changed my life. And so the reason why I'm sharing all this is to share why I do what I do as the author mentor, and why I started this business, and why I seek out helping other authors. And that is that I know what the struggle is from experience, from dealing with people that don't believe in you, and from staring at the blank screen, or staring at the book that you've been working on and just not knowing how to move forward and what to do to actually make it come out the way you want it to. And the struggles that are like, oh my gosh, is my writing worth it? Or is it really going to make a difference? Like, what is my book in the myriad of other books? And all of those harsh inner thoughts that we have about our own writing and our own work, I understand those on a very deep level. And I also understand the power that a book can have, the impact, the inspiration, and the support, and all the amazing things, life-changing things that can come from a book, and how the ripple effect can be. And so why I do what I do is I believe that a book can change a life, and I believe that one book can make the biggest difference, and that regardless of who you are or what your background is or what you're writing or what your idea is, that you're the only person that can truly tell the story in the exact way that you can, in your voice, your style, your words from your experiences, or if it's fiction, then whatever you are envisioning in your mind. You are the only one that can truly create that masterpiece. And I truly believe that it is a loss to the readers that could benefit from it and to the world for you to hide it and to never let that idea, that book, see the light of day simply because of fear or struggle or whatever that looks like. And so being able to come alongside writers and being able to see the joy and the breakthroughs and the progress, and getting to help them take their ideas that are exciting and inspirational and escape invoking and all of those wonderful things, and getting excited about it with them, and helping them to take that and create a final product that is that they're proud of, and that is high quality, and that looks great, and that then also goes on to inspire readers and make a difference in somebody's life. Even if it's only one person, if it changes that person's life, it's worth it. Um, and just being able to help them create that, and knowing that feeling, because I've been through there and I've walked through there, and being able to help create that for writers around the world is just the most amazing thing. And I just love being able to help someone else overcome whatever they're struggling with, take their idea, turn it into a book that they're proud of, that you're proud of. Hold it in your hands and feel all of those amazing feelings. I know every time that it comes in the mail, and you get to hold it in your hands and you see your name on it. And then also getting that feedback from readers that, oh my gosh, this book was so amazing, or this book helped me learn something, or this book helped me overcome the struggle that I'm dealing with, or this book was such a fun, adventurous escape from whatever I'm dealing with right now, or just enjoying the story and getting wrapped up in the characters and going through the journey with them if it's fiction. All of those experiences are just the most wonderful thing for a writer. And so that's why I do what I do, is that I believe that every writer should have their chance to be able to experience that and to do it. And so instead of being held back by struggle and fear and rejection and all those hard things, my purpose and my mission is to help writers overcome that and share their book with the world and make a difference in at least another reader's life.